So today we're going to be importing some tables into our database. Then I'll teach you how to import already existing table. It could be Excel file or CSV file. You want to import it into a SQL. This is how to do it. There are two ways to import data into SQL. But before I go into my lesson for today, please kindly follow me, like my video, and also subscribe to my page. All right, so that you're going to learn more from my end. So let's go ahead and see what we can achieve. So the first method to import a data is by right clicking on already existing database. Like here, by right clicking on it, you're going to see tabs. Don't right click on database itself. If you right click on this, you're not going to see the tags that will lead you to where you're going to import the data. So what you're going to do, come to already any of the already existing database here, you click on it and you click on tags. Right click and you see tags, then you will see import flat file. You click on it, then you go to next. Now you're going to browse the location of the file, which is here. Let's assume I'm importing this listing. I'll pricing. Let me say pricing. This is the location, and I'll put next. So the next page is going to preview how the table is. So could you see this is the table and how it's going to look like? Just like it as it is an Excel file, but this is a CSV file separated with commas. So I click on next. Here I can change their data types to how I want it. Then I can indicate which one I want to use as my primary key, and also tick the ones that I want to allow none. Then you click on next, and once you have gotten to this, you say finish. All right. So this is one way of importing tables into Excel, into SQL. So this is the first step. Let's go to the next one, which is using a query. Yes, I want to. Okay, so now using a query, I have already the codes that I will use to import this data in my database. I will explain. All right. So now we're first of all going to create a database that we are going to import the tables into by normally writing create database this. So I have this already. Let me say two. Let me add two to it. So I'm going to create this database. Once I run this are the script, it's already written. I'm just going to show you through how it's done. Then if I say create this database too and I execute, you see that it's successfully created. Then I will instead of me to work on learn with Rita, this is a new database entirely. So I'm going to use ABL use Airbnb case study 2, which is a database I created. Sorry. So this is one I created. I'm going to run it, and once I run it, this name with Rita will be removed, and this will be the database I'm going to be using. Okay, can you see it here? So I have successfully created the database and I'm currently using it. So as it's open now, I can start writing codes into it. Now we are going to create a table. It is assumed that those table we saw that we imported, we looked at it, and these are the headings that we have, the column names we have in that table. That is what we specified in this place. So let me explain. Create table. This is the name of the table. We are going to be listing. Remember when I want to use drop down menu to I wanted to bring in pricing, but this is a listing and I have ID. I set the data type to numeric, the name I set it to voucher, the host ID, host name. These are different column headings in that table. So having written it out, all I need to do now is to run it and it will be created. So let me run this code. Let me also add two to it because I have one already. Listing two. So that it will not alter the first one I did before this video. So I'm going to run this and I will create it. Can you see that command applied? So I have created this database, this table now. So let me see what is inside this table I've created. By querying the database, I'm going to put two. Remember I used two. So now I'm going to run this to see the headings I created. Can you see all the headings? These are the column headings of this table. These are column heading of this table. All right. So I'm going to import into it. Now I'm going to import into this table the content of this table and don't want to write it by myself. It's already existing, so I want to import it into my database. This is the syntax we are using to import into data. Please pay attention why I explain. So we have bulk insert. We are going to bulk insert into Airbnb listing 2. I put 2. We have bulk because it's more. That's why we use bulk inserts. Then from where? This is the file location. This is where this file is located in my laptop. So this is the location of the file in my laptop. And then width. I open a colon, I open a bracket. This field terminator, it means that these are specified delimited, delimiter, which is comma. It's a CSV file, it's usually separated with comma. So this is what we have. The field delimiter is a comma. Then we have a row terminator. Row terminator is that it specifies the row terminator, which is a new line. After this row, the system should move to the next line. That's what this code is all about. Then we now have the first row equal to 2. So meaning that the first row we should start with from row 2, because our row 1 has taken the headings have taken our row 1. So this first row will start in row 2. So it will skip the header row and start importing from row 2. Then the format of this file is CSV. So that's what we have here. Then once I run this code, it will import whatever that is inside this file, this listing CSV file, into this database. So let's do that. I'll run it and I say I will execute. Can you see we have 6,442 rows affected? So let's see what is inside this row existing 2, A and B listing 2, so that we can see if we successfully imported all that we needed. Can you see that the entries are already here and they are about 6,442 rows? Can you see what the impact of insert bulk? You see the energy it has saved us. All right. So that is that. In this example, we are importing 3 tables. So we successfully imported one, which is the listing. All right. So that's how we are going to do it. Then we are importing the second table, which is the pricing table. And first thing we are going to do is to create that table. This is the syntax for creating a table. And we are putting in all the headings, the listing ID, the date and their data type, available price, adjusted price, minimum night, maximum night. All these are the table headers of this table. So let me run and create it, and we'll do it this way. It has created. All right. So let's bulk insert into this table, just like the way we did the other one. We bulk insert into the pricing tool, and this is the location of this price. And as I explained before, the field terminator, row terminator, first row, format, and all of that. You have understood. I've done that in my first table creation. So I'm going to run this, and you can see it's taking time because this is a very large file, over 1 million rows. So it's going to show us if it's successful or not in a few seconds. Good. Can you see that 1,048,575 rows affected? So let's see how it looks like. Let's see how this looks like. We're going to run and execute. Can you see what we have imported? These are the first table we created, the headers. Then these are the contents that we imported using our query command. I hope you are understanding all I'm explaining. Okay, so the last table we are importing is the reviews table. The reviews table, we are going to import it into this database. Just like every other one, so you're going to create the table itself by bringing in the headers of this table. Then if I run this, I have created it, and the next thing after creating the table is to import. So let me see what my headings look like. What I just did, let me see how it looks like. Play, and I got say error. Okay, no, I'm supposed to put 2. Good. So let me run it again. Good. Can you see that I have the heading? Let me bring it down so that you have the listing ID, see it here, the ID, the date, the review ID, reviewer's name, and comment. See all the headings, see it here. So now we are going to import from our already existing table data in our system into this table we just created. So I'm going to run it from this block to this. I play it. Okay, it's not giving me because I have to add 2 to this. Add 2 and I run it again. It should be giving me the right answer. So let's give it some time. It's a bulk file. So it's going to import all to that table we just created. So once it's successful, it's executing. So you can see that the query executed successfully. Over 400,000 rows affected. So let's see how it looks like. Good. Can you see the reviews table we have successfully imported our reviews table. So can you see that we have imported our 3 tables without rewriting any of the entries? So I know you have learned how to do that. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Make sure you're following me, you're liking, and you're commenting. And with all I'm showing, I'm not gatekeeping. I know you are learning something. Thank you for watching to the end. See you in my next video. Please make sure you follow my next video, because in my next video I'm going to be explaining using this data we have imported to solve some case study. All right, see you in my next video. Bye.